points at the moment, but first of all, I would require and once settings that is under my controls. Okay, now here we can see I can ensure the topics about the moments. Well, Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It is me, Michaela Santa. I am here with you. Accordance with titles, you know that we are roasting Divija Bhasin in the topic of the here procrastinations versus perfectionism. And what is the today's keyword? Today's keyword is NEET Girls Aspirant 2026. And here we are going to know that now we know here June 2026 we could see NEET examination would be here scheduled in the points in the dates. Now let's check it. Here we could see here one points that is the toxic feminisms here from Divija Bhasin. And I would mention the points. Why is saying that? Okay. Well, now first of all, here Divija Bhasin says that if you are a lazy piece of some abusive word who loves to procrastinate, then this is the video for you.
Sure, you can hold on to it.
Well, here she says that we can hold on it.
Have you ever wondered why you procrastinate? Maybe it's
We wonder that why we procrastinate. Maybe it is not because we are a lazy piece of something parts.
not because you're a lazy piece of. Maybe it's
Maybe you are just don't believe in yourself. Hence, you procrastinate some points. That is the points of statement of the Vijayavasans. Okay. Now let's check it.
you just don't believe in yourself. I'm a therapist. Let me explain. There's a
Here she says that she is a therapist. She would let explain.
misconception that people who procrastinate just can't be bothered to do the task. But actually, sometimes it's the opposite. Some people are actually too bothered to do.
Okay. Well, accordance with Divija Bhasin's, here is a misconception that the man who procrastinate is not bothered to do the cast. But the reality is he is bothered to do the cast.
Task. Research actually shows that people who procrastinate are often perfectionists. They think that they won't be able to do the task perfectly, so they just give up without even trying. But it's not fair for you to label yourself as a failure without even trying. Not
Okay. Now here we can see the points. Now here is my points. That is the significant moments that um, when we know that we can be failure, then why would we try the task when we can be failures? Okay. Now here we can see what is the reality of this accordance with NEET girls aspirants. Okay. Now let's check it. What is the points of NEET girls aspirants? We know that here we contains and NEET is with the marks of 720 in 180 questions. Now, if I cannot be a girls aspirant to be medical student of All Indian Institute of Medical Science, Hence, my every starting would be finish. And in this point, some girls aspirants leave the trying to be a NEET girls aspirants. And now, here is the points I would know, let you know that what is the moments. Okay. And now, it is the significant momentum points as we can see. Well, I would let you the one questions. Well, now what is topic? Topic is, oh my god. Here we can see this ones. Topic is N double E T 2026. Okay. Now here we can see these points. Now let's check it. What is the questions? The question would be, what is hemoglobin level of healthy healthy woman? And now let's check our points. Here we contain three options. Option A, that is 3 gram per liter to 5 gram per liter. Okay. Now option B. Here 12 gram per liter to 15 gram per liter. Now let's check it. What is option C? Option C is 0.003 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 9 nanogram per liter to 0.005 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 9 nanogram per liter. And the option D is that 9 gram. We can see here I contains and misconceptions at the points. Well, here I lost my internet as a Wi-Fi internet, and here I don't know why. Well, now let's check it. Here would be the question is 9 gram per liter to 12 gram per liter at the moments. It is the significant points. Here the question is, what is the hemoglobin level of a healthy woman? Option A, 3 gram per liters to 5 gram per liters. Option B, 12 gram per liters to 15 gram per liters. Option C, here 0.003 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 9 nanogram per liter to 0.005 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 9 nanogram per liters. Option D, 9 gram per liters to where 12 gram per liters. And now here we can see these points. That is the moments. Okay. Now here we can see this. That is the only on options, and here we contains the only one way. And here in this point, so when we contains only one ways, uh, here to contains a correct answers, where the correct answer is 0.003 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 9 nanogram per liter to 0.005 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 9 nanogram per liter is the hemoglobin level of a healthy woman's. That is the correct answers. But now, here is the moments. The point is that if we contains the wrong answers, we contains negative ones. If we contains the correct answers, we contains here positive 4 out of positive 4s. And that is the moments at the points. Now here we can see this points. Here is 90 biological questions out of 180 questions. Out of here, we could notify that would be uh, NEET exam 2026. Okay, now let's take it. Here, 23 out of 90 biological questions out of 180 question is like that. What is the hemoglobin level of a healthy woman? And now, it is the significant momentum at the points. Okay, now what if a NEET girls aspirants uh, contains attends the uh, 23 wrong answers out of 90 biological answers out of 180 biological questions. Now let's check the momentum at the points. Well, now let's check it. What is 180 subtract by here 23? That is here 160 subtract by 3. That is 157. Okay, now let's check it the months. 157 subtract. Well, what is 157 multiplied by 4? Here, where when the girls attends 157 correct answers, let's check it at the moments. 100 multiplied by 4 is here 400. 50 multiplied by 4 is 200. Here 4, that means 150 multiplied by 4 is 600. Now let's check it. What is 7 multiplied by 4? That is 28. That means here when she contains an 157 correct answers, she can get 628 at the moments. But now, in the same moments, she contains 200, I apologize, 23 wrong answers out of 90 biological questions out of 180 questions of NEET 2026. And now, that is their significant momentums at the points. Okay, now let's check it. What is the meaning at the moments? Well, 23 wrong questions means negative 23 marks. Now let's check it. What is 28 subtract by 23? That is 5. Hence, the girls can contains the answer of 605 out of 720 because of 170, I apologize, 157 correct answers and 23 wrong answers out of 180 questions in NEET exam 2026. Okay, now what is the effects when the girls can attend 605 out of 720 because of 23 wrong answers out of 90 biological questions out of 180 questions of NEET 2026. Here are the significant points that she cannot be a girls students of All Indian Institute of Medical Science. Okay. Now let's check is the points. It is the meaning of the failure of. Uh, it is the meanings of fear of failure. And now that is the definitions of the perfections at the moments. Okay. Now, if you cannot hold is, and it is your fault. Okay. Now let's take the momentums at the moment points, and here one. If the girl could answers 157 correct answers out of 180 answers, and uh, absents the 23 answers. Okay, at 23 questions, then she absents in lieu to attend the wrong answers. Then what is the point of this? And here we could see this points. She could attend the score to be 628 out of 720s, and here is some probable chances to be clear that she could be students, medical students of All Indian Institute of Medical Science has as a batch to be 2026 at the points. Now she lost her opportunities because of 23 wrong answers. Then what could she do? It is the meaning of failure. It is the meaning of fear of failing. And now let's check it. Why what Divija Bhasin told you? Okay, Divija Bhasin told you that if you are a failure, I apologize. If you fear of failing in the NEET exams 2026, it is not your fault. Well, you can try it, and you can try it repeatedly. 6 times. You can attempt 6 times of NEET exam 2026. Now let's take at the moments. So what is the realities at the points? Well, now let's see. Bachelor program is here for 4 years, where the starting in the age of 18 years and the ending would be in the age of 22 years. Now here we can see these points. When you can end the bachelor program with the age of 22 years, you can decide yourself that if you can be able to be high qualified doctors or not. That is here significant points at the momentums. Okay. Now let's take it. Here we can see this moments. Here is the points I am mentioning. Here to how 23 wrong answers. I apologize. Here I am would mentions that what is the negative effects of 23 wrong answers. Well, now here we can what is half of 90, that is 45. Now let's check it the moments. And here we can check it just 1 minute. Well, and here I could see. Now here is the second questions. What is the questions? First, woman contain artificial sperm to be X and Y sperm, but second woman contain natural ovum. Uh, what is children gender? Well, it is the pure genetic questions. And now, option A. What is option A? 50% boy and 50% girl. Okay. Option B. 100% boy. Option C. That would be 100% well girl. And now option D. It is haram. Okay. Now let's check it. Now here question the following question is the pure biological genetic questions at the moment. Okay. Well. Now let's check it the moments. And here it is the time to be noted of the first viewpoints. Well, here I have mentioned that 23% question would be like what is the hemoglobin? It is almost health hormones of unhealthy persons, and 50% would be what is the hemo 50% for I means yes 22 questions out of 90 biological questions out of 180 questions of NEET exams 2026 would be here pure biological genetics at the months. Well, now let's check at the moments. Well, here we can see here is four options, three wrong options contains and negative ones, and one option would be the positive containing the positive four. Okay. Now here we can see these points. The question is, when a first woman contains the artificial sperm to be X and Y sperm, and second woman to contains the natural X ovums, then what is the child's genders? Here, one option says here 50% would be boys and 50% would be girls. And this three options would be here 100% boys or 100% girls, or here would be no child. That is the option points. Well, now the following three options contains the negative ones, and here the following right options contains correct option contains positive fours. Now here we can see these points. If the girl aspirant can attend the positive four, I mean out of positive fours of each questions, that what is in 22? Well, 22 multiplied by 4 is 88. Now here we can see she can answer the 88 questions. I apologize. She can answer 88 score out of 22 questions out of 90 biological questions out of 180s. Now here we can see the points. Now let's check it. What is the significant moments terms at that is the significant necessary? Okay. Now here we can see the girls attempts wrong answers of 23 health hormone questions and 23 uh, biological genetical questions. I apologize, 22 biological genetic questions. And what is her score? Well, negative 45 in here. 45 out of 90 biological questions out of 180 in NEET answers 2026. Okay, and now here is the moments. What is the significant and matters at points? Now, in this momentums, here we could see here significant momentums is here we could cares about the moments. Well, let's subtract 180 by 45. Now, 80 subtract by 45 is 35. That means here we can say that the girls aspirant can attend 135 correct answers and 45 wrong answers. Where 45 wrong answers in both of healthy hormone questions and biological genetic questions, where healthy she attends 23 wrong answers in healthy hormone questions and 22 wrong answers in biological genetic questions. Here we can see the points. Now let's check it. What is 130 our questions contains the correct answers of 130s? Let's check it. 130 multiplied by 4 is 520. Now let's check it. What is 5 multiplied by 4? That is 20. Here, 520 multiplied by 20 is 540. That is the, okay? Well, now let's check the points. What is here 540 subtract by 45? That is 495. Okay. Now, when a girl's aspirant could score 135 correct answers out of 180 questions in NEET exams 2026, now here we can see since the girls could not attend the the correct answers of rest 45 in lieu she answers attends the 45 wrong answers in the rest 45 biological questions. Now here you can see she could not attend the score to be 500 out of 720, and that is the significant negative points. Okay, now here what is the points to be notified? Well, if the girls cannot score 620s out of 720s, she cannot be a student of All Indian Institute of Medical Science, and that is the significant failures of her at the moment. Uh, but uh, Divija Bhasin says that a successful woman is the woman who cannot score 500 out of 720 and who could not become the medical students of All Indian Institute of Medical Science, but still she is a doctor. Okay. Now that is the statements of Divija Bhashins. Here at the first 5 minutes I have mentioned it, and it is the points. It is the psychological statements of Divija Bhashins. Now I would mention you what is the wrong in that. Now here we can see those points. When we Indian patients want to go to the hospitals, who is the doctors we require in the particular current hospitals? In the current hospitals, we require doctors who was medical students of All Indian Institute of Medical Science. Now here we can see this points. When a girl could not attend for 180 correct answers, in lieu she could attend 135 correct answers and 45 wrong answers. Hence that she could not become the medical students of All Indian Institute of Medical Science. Well, probably she lost the opportunity to conduct significant medical research that she requires. Okay, and now here we can see these points. She lost an opportunity to become a most credible doctors in India. But still, here, accordance with Divija Bhasin psychological statements, that the successful woman is the women who lost the opportunity uh, to become a most credible doctor from the All Indian Institute of Medical Science. And that is the problematic for this. Well, as in psychological doctors' studies, here I could see that Divija Bhasin is from uh, Ambedkar University. I mean, Divija Bhasin is psychological doctors from Ambedkar universities. Okay. Now here we can say those points. Who, what is Ambedkar universities? Ambedkar universities is out of uh, Ambedkar University is the university out of the curriculum of NEET exam 2026. That means, well, if you can score even 352 out of 720, that means you cannot be a medical student of Ambedkar University. And now, on the other hand, when you can be a you can score 720 out of 720s, that you can be a medical student of All Indian Institute of Medical Science, but you cannot be the students of Ambedkar universities. That is the points of that. The Divija Basins want NEET girls students to become a medical students of Ambedkar University in lieu of All Indian Institutes of Medical Science medical students. And now that is the significant threats we could see. Okay, and now here we can see these points. Well, here my second questions as we can mention. Now here we could see the one rest 20. I mean the third 23 questions out of 90 biological questions out of 180 questions in NEET exam 2026. Now let's check it. What was that? Okay, the significant points was the momentums as we could notify. That is the significant journeys. Okay, now the significant points is the rest 23 question would be like this. What is the function of noise? Nose. What is the function of nose? Okay. Now here we can see the points. Option A would be walking. Option C would be writing. Option D would be eating. But what would be option B? Option B would be here receiving oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide. And now here we can see the points. In this momentums, we could see when you contains here is three options to be containing at the negative ones, and one options is to contains have positive 4. Okay, now here we can see this points. As a fans of Divija Bhasin's, probably you could answer at negative 23 questions. Now, what's wrong with that? Well, 45 sum by 23 is 65 sum by 3, that is 68. Okay. Now, you have answers here, 68 wrong answers. Well, now let's take it. What is 180 subtract by 68? That is here 120 subtract by 8. That is 112. Okay. Now let's check the moments. So here we can see the you have attempts here, 112 correct answers and 68 wrong answers out of here 180 biological questions. And here probably you could attempt 22 correct answers and 68 wrong answers out of 90 biological questions out of here 180 questions in NEET answers and EET exams 2026. Now here is my points. Well, here is my first common sense. When you attempt here 22 correct answers, I mean here when you contest the attempts the 22 correct biological answers, 45 correct chemical answers and 45 correct mathematical answers, then the point says you should attempt the JEE. But why you are attending here NEET exams 2026? That is the significant points. Because you attempt 68 wrong answers out of 90 biological answers out of 180 biological questions. Okay, now here we can see these points. Now, it is the momentums at the points to be noticed. When you can attempt 68 wrong answer sir in 60 90 biological questions out of 180 questions in NEET exams, then you can be the medical students of Ambedkar University. But you cannot be the medical students of the Indian Governmental Medical College. And here, let's forget yourself to become a medical students of All Indian Institute of Medical Science. Okay. Now it is the first point of common sense. Now let's come into the points about the calculations. Okay. Now let's check it. Well, what is the 112 correct answers? That is there 448 marks out of 720. Okay. Now you attempt here 600. I apologize. You attempt 68 wrong answers. Okay, that means you attempt negative 68 marks out of 720s. Now, what is 448 subtract by 68? That is 440 subtract by 60. That means it is almost 380s. Okay. Now here we can see the in 380s out of 720 marks that considers yourself as you can be a girls students of ordinary governmental medical college if and only if the following 68 question wrong answers would be from the 68 question to be chemicals or mathematicals. But now the points to be noticed. Well, if your 68 wrong answers would be from biology, 90 biological questions, that means here we can see the. I apologize to say this. you are not able to attend the NEET exams 2026. Okay, and now let's check it the points that is here we could see what is wrong at the matters. Okay, now here we can see the significant wrongs matters at the points. What is the statement? First of all, I would say what is the statement of Divija Bhasin's? Divija Bhasin's statement is, well, if you contest 68 biological wrong answers out of 68, 90 biological questions out of 180 questions, still you can be motivated to become a medical doctors of any high qualified governmental universities. It is the statements of the Vijay. Okay, now here we can see, but here the reality is now as a girl's aspirant, you lost a credibility to became a medical student of any university, any governmental medical college just because of scoring 68 wrong answers out of 90 biological questions out of 180s. Now, what is with the matters? Okay, now let's check it. What is the following correct answers of the third 28 questions where one questions I have mentioned? The one question's answer would be the our function of the noise is just to receiving oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide. That means option B. Okay. Now here we can see the points at the momentums. Okay. Now it is the significant justified at the moments. Well, now here we can see the points as a last hope is 22 that you can answer that last 22 biological correct answers out of 90 biological questions out of 180 questions. Now let's check the moments. Let's check it. Okay. Now here we can see these points here. Now the last function is what is the definitions of photosynthesis as a biological chemical reactions. Okay. Now option A. Okay. Option A is hydrochloric acid react to sodium hydroxide to generate sodium chloride and waters. Option B, methane react oxygen to generate carbon dioxide and waters. Option C, here we can see La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Just kidding, sir. Option C is sulfuric acid react to sodium hydroxide to generate sodium sulfur dioxide uh, and waters. Option D. What is option D is the bonds? Huh. Okay. Okay, Amu. Okay. Now, what is option D? Option D is that is the bonds. Uh, carbon 6 mole carbon dioxide react to 6 mole waters in front of lights to generate 1 mole glucose and 6 mole oxygens. Okay, that is option D. Now here we can see the points. The correct answer would be option D that contains 4 marks. But now the rest option, the rest 3 options contains the negative 1 marks. Well, now if you contains the 22 positive answers, 22 correct answers, as from 90 biological questions out of 180 questions of NEET answer exam 2026, then it is okay that we have mentioned, because you have attempted the 68 wrong biological answers out of 90 biological answers questions of 180 questions. But now the following is the points. If you contents here 180, well, if you choose the last following three wrong options out of the last 20, each of 20, each of last 22 biological questions, then here I would apologize that here we can see now you can attempt here 90 wrong biological questions out of, I apologize, you can attempt 90 wrong biological answers out of 90 biological questions out of 180 questions of NEET answers 2026. Now here we can see this points on, well, what what is the biological questions. Here we can see this points. The biological question is as the questions, the points to be notified. You attend NEET exam is just to choose that select who would be the talented medical students of the governmental medical college and who would be the medical students of All Indian Institute of Medical Science. But here we can see this points when here now when the question selection is NEET exam is just in the purpose to select the qualified medical students of ordinary governmental medical college or All Indian Institute of Medical Science. Here they focus on 90 biological questions out of 180 questions in NEET exam 2026. But now here we can see this points. You attempt 45 correct answers out of 45 chemistry questions out of 180 questions. You attempt 45 mathematical correct answers out of 45 mathematical questions out of 180 questions. But now you attempt and 90 wrong answers out of 90 biological questions out of 180 questions of NEET answers 2026. Here the first all here we can see the question is who told you to attend the NEET exam 2026 when you attend the 90 biological wrong question. When you attend the 90 biological wrong answers out of 90 biological questions out of 180 questions. Well, that is the backbone of NEET exams to become a medical students of. Now here this points. The when your question is the points to be notified that who told you to become doctors, or I apologize, who told you to attend NEET exam when you attend 90 wrong biological question answered out of 90 biological questions out of 180? That is the significant points to be notified. Well, and here is the most demotivated points at the first point. Now second point is, now here we can see this moments 45 chemistry correct answer and 45 mathematical correct answers. You attempt 90 correct answers out of 90 questions. Here you contains the score to be positive 36 out of 720. But now here we can see there is the momentums at the points. Let's see. Now here we can see the points, that is the significant moments. You contains negative 90 biological answers. I mean, you contains 90 biological wrong answers out of 180 questions. That means you contains the negative 90s. Now what is 36 subtract by 9? That is 27. Well, that means you contains 270 out of 720s. Here we can see the points. As a schedule cast, you can be the medical students of ordinary governmental medical college. But as an here general caste categories, you cannot be medical students of ordinary governmental medical college. Why I am saying this? It is just because your general caste categories lowest cutoff is 300 when your score is 270 out of 720s. Uh, as a scheduled caste students, highest score is 150 out of 720 and your score is 27, I apologize, 270 out of 720s. And here, that is the probable is here the opportunity to be a medical students to be of the ordinary governmental medical college only for the scheduled caste students. But here we can see the sponge. But still, the following students cannot be here students of Ambedkar University. Okay. Now, now, what is the statement of Divija Bhasin? Here, Divija Bhasin's statement is the following statements, that is the unjustified. Well, the following now here we can see that what is wrong is that here the following question is the moments. Divija Bhasin statement is if you fail to answer 90 biological wrong answers out of 180 question in NEET exam 2026, you are not good student in NEET girls aspirants accordance with Divija Bhasin. Accordance with Divija Bhasin, you are good girl aspirants of NEET exams when you try to attend 90 biological wrong answers out of 180 questions. And that is the significant moments of Divija Bhasin's points. Okay, now here we can see this momentums as we could source at the moments. Okay, now let's get the, and here I am going, I'm not ready to roast the Divija Bhasins, but now it is just the Divija Bhasins who scored the negative points. Okay, let's come into the points of the here 45 chemistry questions and the momentums at the points. Now, I would mention 1 out of 45 chemistry questions. Well, now, question is when an acid react with a base liquid, then what the chemical would be formed? Well, option A, break. Option B, here plastic. Option C, salt and waters. And option D, potato. Well, and now here we can see this points, that is the moments. Your answer is just like our option B. Well, I mean here you and attends here one of three wrong options. That means you attends the negative ones. Well, what is the matters? Here we can see this points of now uh, you attends almost 135 wrong answers out of 180 questions. You attend only 45 mathematical correct answers. Now, what is the points about the moments? 45 multiplied by 9, I apologize, 45 multiplied by 4 is 40 multiplied by 4, sum by, enter sum by 5 multiplied by 4. What is 40 multiplied by 4 is 160, and what is 5 multiplied by 4 is only 20. And here, what is 160 sum by 20? That is 180. Now you score that's 108, positive 180 out of 720 in the base of 45 mathematical correct answers. But you score 90 mathematical wrong answers, and here oh, I apologize. You score 90 biological wrong answers and 45 chemistry wrong answers. Hence, you score negative 130. What is 80 subtracted by 35? That is 45. That means you score 45 out of 720 in the base of 45 mathematical correct answers, 45 chemistry wrong answers, and 90 biological wrong answers. And now, let's check the points. As an scheduled class students, you cannot be a qualified medical students of here qualified governmental medical college, because even if you are a scheduled caste, because the lowest cutoff of the scheduled caste is 138 out of 720. And now here is the moments, that is the greatest set of the moments points. Has to see. But and now, what is the points of Divija Bhasin's? Divija Bhasin's statement is, if you can be fair, I apologize, if you fear that you can score 90 biological questions, 45 chemical questions out of 180 questions of the NEET exam 2026, and hence you do not attend NEET exams, then you are losers accordance with Divija Bhasin's yes, statements. Well, you are a good girl to be a aspirant of NEET exam 2026 accordance with Divija Bhasin's, if and only if you try to attempt 90 biological wrong answers, 40 chemistry wrong answers out of, I apologize, you can be a good girl to be aspirant of NEET exam 2026 accordance with Divija Bhasin's, if you attempt 90 biological wrong answers, 45 chemistry wrong answers out of 180 biological questions. Hence, you would be considered as a good girl to be aspirant of NEET exam 2026 accordance with Divija Bhasin's. And now, that is the significant moment. That's why the Divija Bhasin does not like the person who procrastinates just because he uh, scared to be failure in the any task, particularly to become aspirant of NEET exam 2026. And now that is your significant points at the moment. Okay, now it is the reality. That's why we hate Divija Basins and why we support the patriarchal girl aspirants of NEET exams 2026 who can attend 90 biological correct answers, 45 45 chemistry correct answers, and 45 mathematical correct answers. Now here we can see why what I am saying. Why I am saying that. I am saying this because here we can see accordance with Dibija Basin's statements. Well, you can be an bad student to be girls aspirant of NEET exam 2026 if you scare 90 biological wrong answers, 45 chemistry wrong answers out of 180 questions of NEET exam 2026. That means here if you girls can attempt 90 biological correct answers, you cannot be good girl to be aspirant in NEET exam 2026 accordance with the statement of Divija Bhasin. But you can be a original girl. I apologize. You can be a original good girl to be aspirant of NEET exam 2026 with attending 90 biological correct answers, 45 chemistry correct answers, and 45 mathematical correct answers. Hence, you can be an original good girl to be aspirants of NEET exam 2026. And here we can see. Here my suggestions to the girls is don't trust the suggestions of Divija Basins. Divija Basins cannot tolerate your perfections. And that is the significant points to be notified. Okay, see you then. Khodabes. Love you.